Love Friday, and we're making it Love Tuesday here on Unsportsmanlike. And during the break, we were talking about relationships and how more guys need to just have confidence when it comes to courting women, etc. How they need to step up and just show that confidence. And guys, it's kind of like LeBron James. You know, when he enters a relationship with the team, there's no question about what his intentions are. There's no questions about what he wants. He steps up and lets that organization know, this is what's going to make me happy, and this is the path that I need to take, which translates into what is happening today, because 15 years ago, LeBron famously took part in the decision. Wow. Do you guys remember how you felt in the wake of that before we talk about how that applies to LeBron today? Do you remember how you felt when LeBron was sitting there in that picnic table shirt saying, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach?
Oh, yes. I definitely remember it. And Michelle, I had an opportunity to be a part of LeBron being in South Beach because my brother Tony Douglas played for the Miami Heat in 2014. So my wife at the time, hey, baby, you know, my brother needs me. He needs me down there. You know, he's going through some things. And she told me, hey, just tell me you want to go down there. That directness, that's what my wife told me. Just tell me you want to go down there.
Just be
you don't have to make up a story. But it was actually something that really changed history. When you look at the NBA, they were able to go to 4 straight NBA finals, winning 2 of those. But it was something that LeBron felt like he needed to do to better his career, right? And to also grow in a way that he felt like he wasn't growing with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the rest is history.
Yeah, he established that he was the league at that point because not anybody else was able to get away with that, past, present, and even future. Once he did that, nobody else could actually do that because then you're biting off what he was able to do. That's the kind of power and stroke he had back then, Michelle and Harry, that he could do that, make it a whole celebration when you think about it, leaving to go to Miami, taking the Sounds down to South Beach. And everybody was hanging on that word. And then the reaction after that, the blowback that he got from so many different people was, I'm thinking he made the decision, the best of his career. And that was a problem with so many people out there that they took him to task for making it so much a big deal, because it was a big deal when he was the biggest star in the NBA, leaving a place that drafted him to go somewhere else.
Well, that's
take my talents to South Beach.
Exactly. When he said that, now I look at it with a different perspective, because yes, he needed to go there in order to become what he is today. And he knew that that was the best basketball decision for him. But in the moment, I remember thinking, I can't believe that you're going on national television to essentially leave your hometown at the altar. I remember at that moment being like, wow, that is probably the worst feeling that a Cleveland sports fan could have. But then I was like, it is a Cleveland sports fan. They've been through a lot. But 15 years ago, LeBron James made the decision. And guys, should he repeat that today? Should he look at the finite amount of time that he has left in his basketball career, really take stock in what the Lakers are and the moves that they could or couldn't make, and say, I need to win at least one more championship. I need to get out of here and get in a better basketball situation in order to do that. Should he do the decision 2.0 now with the Lakers?
Ooh, I for some reason, I don't feel like LeBron James is leaving the Los Angeles Lakers. I really don't. Now, I know he wants to win a championship, and I feel like his best chance to win one would be with the Dallas Mavericks or with the New York Knicks. That's just my opinion. But I just feel like because Bronny is still there, his son, and so much that he has built within the Laker community. But I think he also understands that when they acquired Luka within that organization, that Rob Pelinka and company, they're basically saying that, hey, we need to try to build around this young guy because he is the next face of this franchise and this organization. And LeBron, you're on the tail end of things, and we need to make sure that we're going to be straight when it comes to Luka's side of things and not just LeBron James.
It's a fair point. Here's why he's not going anywhere, and it doesn't have anything to do with his son being there, his son not being there. For the first time, LeBron can't stack a squad to his own specifications. He was able to get away with that in Miami when he took his talents to South Beach, and they were able to have Dwayne Wade already there, and they got Chris Bosh from Toronto, the Toronto Raptors in free agency. He was able to stack that squad. And then he leaves the Miami Heat, and he had a chance to stack his squad in Cleveland with Kyrie Irving already there. They get Kevin Love in the trade from the Minnesota Timberwolves, and then were able to win that world championship. When that ran its course, he was able to stack the squad of the Los Angeles Lakers, where they bring in Anthony Davis from the New Orleans Pelicans because he had that kind of power, he had that kind of electricity. For the first time in his NBA life, he can't do that. That's why he can't leave Los Angeles. He can't even stack the squad in Los Angeles because they don't have any kind of pieces that people want so they can get the pieces he needs to be a champion once again. And he can't go somewhere else because other teams are going, we're good. We know you're great, but you're not great anymore where we can mortgage the franchise, mortgage the future just for you, LeBron James. So that's where he is, in my opinion, guys. He cannot be able to do what he's been able to do and get away with. If we could have that kind of power and wield it like the hammer of Thor, we would do that in our jobs like LeBron James been able to do. But now he can't do that. The hammer of Thor is on him now, and he's got to stay where he is and hope for the best. And right now, that best might be a 6th or 7th seed in the Western Conference when it comes to Los Angeles Lakers.
And Freddie, Michelle, I would say this also, like when you have that hard cap now and that second apron, that plays a part in this ordeal as well, Fred. I know recently you talked about that and how, you know, this really limits the super teams and from people just bullying their way out of contracts and going to team up with other superstars or whatnot. That's just not the case. That's not today's NBA anymore.
Yeah, when he opts in, $52.6 million, you have to understand that financially there are limitations there, right? Like you earned that money, you should take it. But there are financial limitations. And this has to be kind of a foreign spot for LeBron James to be in because he is in purgatory a bit. Because lifestyle-wise, family, as you mentioned, his son is within the organization, his businesses are in LA, his family's in LA, he's playing for an historic franchise where winning matters. He's in a place that's one of the biggest brands in all of sports. That's something that is hard to walk away from. But from a basketball standpoint, you're not the face of this team anymore. Yes, he's still the face of the league until further notice, but even in the statement that Rich Paul put out, he acknowledges that the Lakers are building for the future. LeBron knows that everything is going to center around Luka moving forward. He's that magnetic force field. So he can't wield the same power knowing that he only has a finite amount of time left and from financial standpoint, but he also isn't the epicenter of everything anymore. And I just don't know if there's a different option for him within or outside of the Lakers. And for the first time, he kind of finds himself in this basketball purgatory. And if you're him, and I know he came out recently and was kind of chastising this ring culture in the NBA, but don't you want to try one more time to see if you can add to that count before it's all said and done? So I don't know. He's in a really interesting and unfamiliar position for him.
He wants to do that, but he wants to be advantageous for him. That's what it comes down to.
And it won't be in the Western Conference. I can tell you that right now.
Yes, that's right.
It wouldn't be in the Eastern Conference either.
He'd have a better chance, though. Better chance in the East.
Maybe the G League, but that's it. I mean, it won't be advantageous either way. And to your point, Michelle, that's exactly where he's stuck because you're going to opt in. You're going to take that money as you rightfully earn. That doesn't mean they're going to placate you because they can't afford to or don't have the resources to do that in the Los Angeles Lakers organization.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what they do, what sort of minor moves that they can make, and if we can see the Lakers actually be in contention for an NBA championship, as you guys said, in a completely loaded Western Conference. He is Freddie Coleman and Harry Douglas. I'm Michelle Smallman. Canty and Evan are out today. But coming up next here on Sports.
Xin chào tất cả các bạn đã quay trở lại kênh YouTube của mình. Mình hiện là người làm video sáng tạo nội dung trên nền tảng YouTube nha các bạn. Mình sẽ